Hi, we got almost to the end of our history of the Roman Jews. We got to the end of the Second World War, and before we move on, I want you to, if you're strolling around Rome, have a look to your feet on the floor, and you might find a lot of Stolpersteine. Now, these are little blocks that are just like the ones that you normally walk onto in Rome, cobblestones, but they are made of metal, and they bear the names of the people who have been persecuted under the Nazi. They might not just be Jews, they might be all sorts of other people, some might be priests, but a lot of them you'll find are part of the Jewish community. And so, for example, if you go and have a look at where you can go now in the ghetto, you will find that in Via della Reginella there are quite a few Stolpersteine. And have a look around here, but have a look around the whole of Rome. Now, we were talking about post-World War II. What happened? Well, in 1948, full rights, so that's great. In 1948, Israel was created, and so more Jews came to Rome from Arab states. And in 1967, again, more Jews came in from Arab states, especially from Libya. And so we've got a community that came from Tripoli in Libya, la Comunità dei Tripolini. And that is a quite distinct community that has integrated with the rest of the Jewish community in Rome. In 1982, there was a terrible attack by terrorists to the Temple Major. The Temple Major is the synagogue. It left a 2-year-old boy dead, and a lot of people were injured. Now there are more than 10 synagogues in Rome. I think they are 15. In ancient times, we know of the synagogue in Trastevere and Vicolo dell'Atleta. We know of the synagogue in Ostia Antica at the port of Rome, if you go and see ancient Ostia. But there were others in ancient times as well. Now, there are plenty of kasher restaurants, there's plenty of kasher shops, there's a strong sense of community, and also of being Roman. There's lots of events organized by the Jewish community, and the piazza, the center of the village, is still what used to be Piazza Giudia and Via della Pescheria, which is now the Portico d'Ottavia. So in ghetto times, this area and here and now, in today's time, this area is not very much patronized, as in you don't find people in the streets. That's not a typical Roman area, because it's really recent in Roman times, Roman, measure of times. They are big roads, more similar to Turin, where I was born. But here, this is the piazza, where Piazza Giudia used to be, and the Via del Portico di Ottavia. Plenty of restaurants, plenty of silver shops, and beautiful bakery here on the corner. Go and try all the specialties, and there is another beautiful bakery right here. Go and explore. It's going to be an adventure. I suggest you go and see the temple. You can enter from here, and you can go underneath and see the museum. The temple is really interesting, Art Nouveau, and it's a Syro-Babylonese style. It's a really different style from what you're used to in Rome. Go and have a look. But also, go to have a look at least at the outside of this little church here, and there's another church here, and that's where the church is. And you can see it on the front of the church. There is a huge big inscription that is both in Latin and in Hebraic, Jewish. And the writing is basically whilst the ghetto was still on, the Jewish community had to go to Mass because the Catholics were trying to convert them to Catholicism and to have them christened. Obviously, it didn't work that much, but they tried to have the sermon delivered by converted ex-Jewish people who had become Catholics. Clearly, that doesn't happen any longer, but that was a sign of the times. Now, the times have changed completely, so much so that Pope John Paul II went and visited the synagogue. And then Benedict XVI went and visited the synagogue and the community. And again, in January 2016, Pope Francis did the same. He went and visited the chief rabbi, Di Segni, and the community in the synagogue, and he told the community, "You are our elder brothers and sisters. We are part of the same family under God." And as already Pope John Paul II had said, "You are our elder brothers." And so the Pope also said, we're against any type of persecution, of discrimination, of anti-Semitism. Let's work together for the common problems, and the reconciliation, hopefully, is now unstoppable. The Chief Rabbi Di Segni is now leading the community into the future, and if I were you, I would go and explore the whole area from the area that used to be the ghetto, and now up to Via delle Botteghe Oscure, and on the other side over to Via Arenula, and even over to up until Campo dei Fiori. You will find great shops, but also great food, great restaurants, and a great atmosphere. So until the next video, I will leave you now, but if you want more, go to the website romeathome.com.au. You can download the book Rome, A Different Take by me, Maria Cristina Saraceno, and that is for free if you're just downloading it onto a device, or you can go onto Amazon from November 2016 and buy it there. I will see you soon. Ciao! By the way, tell your friends. If you liked it, tell your friends. Ciao!